husband. I married him first, so I decide if we kill him or not. Arike thundered, her eyes burning with fury. I don't care if he married you first. He is my husband too, and I have every right to him as much as you do. So I will kill him. Morayo fired back, her voice sharp and unyielding. Their anger exploded like a storm. Suddenly, lightning shot out from their hands, sparkling through the air as they attacked each other with all their might. The ground shook beneath them, cracking in some places as their powers collided. The trees swayed violently, and a thick cloud of dust rose, making it hard to see. Birds flew away, squawking loudly in the chaos. For what felt like an eternity, the two women fought, neither of them willing to back down. Their powers flashed brightly, lighting up the sky as thunder rumbled above. "Stop this madness!" A commanding voice tore through the chaos. In an instant, the earth stopped shaking and everything went quiet. Arike and Morayo froze, their eyes wide, as they turned to look at the person who had spoken. A figure stepped forward, her presence radiating power and authority. Though she stood calmly, it was clear that her word was final. Her piercing eyes alone seemed to silence everything. "Hail thee, Queen Mother," Arike and Morayo said together, their voice shaky. They dropped to their knees and bowed low, their anger replaced with fear and respect. "Daughters of great darkness and might, what show of shame are you two exhibiting?" the figure growled, her voice still echoing like thunder. "It has never been heard in history that our members fight amongst themselves. And yet, here you stand, disgracing all that we stand for. What madness has consumed you both?" As 10 eyes moved between them, filled with anger. The air felt heavy, and a deep silence followed their words. Arike and Morayo lowered their heads, too afraid to look at her. "Now listen, both of you," the Queen Mother said firmly. "You must..." In a small town called Ide lived a wealthy man called Oyekunle. Oyekunle was a man with many businesses. He owned a transportation business, a wood factory, a bread bakery, and a sachet water factory. All of these businesses he had inherited from his late father. Oyekunle was able to manage all of this business properly, so he continued to make more money. However, Oyekunle had one problem. Oyekunle loved to womanize. Oyekunle was above 40 years old and obviously had the means to take a wife, but he refused to get married. Instead, he frolicked with different women daily. This lifestyle often led him to frequent the popular liquor bar in Ide. Also, he often patronizes ladies of the night, those women who stood on the streets at night and offer sex and their body to men in exchange for money. His lifestyle greatly worried his mother and his younger sister, Ibirunke. "Mother, you complained that because father had many concubines and womanized a lot, he never had time for you and didn't care for you as well as he should have. So, I have decided that it is better I do all the frolicking and chasing women to my satisfaction before I settle down. That way, the woman I marry won't have to complain," Oyekunle told his mother. "But you are above 40 and have been with countless women for almost half of your life. Haven't you satisfied yet?" his mother asked. "Not yet, mother. No, not yet," was Oyekunle's response. One day, a girl called Arike, who was from another town but had moved with her mother to Ide town after the death of her father, saw Oyekunle at the bar. I like that man and I like the money he spends. I will love to have him, Arike said to her friend Shade, whom they were both at the same bar. Shade turned her head around to see for herself the man Arike was talking about. Oh, are you talking about Oyekunle? Shade said. My dear, please forget about that man, no. That man is a chronic womanizer. He would spend any amount to get in between a woman's leg and would continue spending while he is with the woman. But as soon as he has had the woman to his satisfaction, he would dispose her off like trash and would become stingy towards her, Shade told Arike. Really? Arike muttered, thinking about Shade's words, but not taking it seriously. Don't worry, I would have him still and ensure that I will be the last woman he would be with. He will never look at another woman after me, Arike told Shade, sounding confident. Shade asked her what she plans to do. My dear, as you see me like this, no man that had ever had a taste of me that does not keep craving for more and keeps coming back to me. They always come begging me for more. I am the one who gets bored of them and discards them, Arike boasted. You know they see wetin I carry. Check out my hot body now, Arike said, standing up to turn around and swaying her hips to flaunt her beautiful figure. I will have him and hook him to me forever, Arike said with much confidence. Okay, I wish you luck in that, Shade said. Now, Arike had caught Oyekunle's attention when she stood up to flaunt her hips. Oyekunle, who was at the other end of the bar, saw her from where he was sitting. Immediately he saw Arike. He could not take his eyes off her. Arike was a very tall maiden with beautiful body, tiny waist, a large hips, and finely rounded buttocks. The type many people would refer to as a banging body. Usually, whenever Oyekunle sees any woman that catches his fancy, he would send his friend Akonde, who does his bidding in exchange for favors, to go call the woman for him and tell the woman that he is interested in her. But Arike's beauty so mesmerized Oyekunle that he stood up himself to go meet Arike. Arike pretended not to have noticed him at first, just not to make her seem desperate. Well, she accepted after making him say some sweet lines. They agreed to go out and spend intimate time together that evening. Oyekunle, happy that he has gotten another good catch, took Arike to his house. However, halfway into their intimacy, Arike stopped Oyekunle and told him that she just remembered that she had to be somewhere important. Oyekunle, who was still on top of her, begged that she allows him continue, but Arike refused. She promised him that she was going to return when she was done where she was going to. She fought and pushed him away from her when Oyekunle was reluctant to get off her. She dressed up and walked out of the room, leaving Oyekunle staring hungrily at her as she left. For several days, which later spanned to several weeks, Oyekunle tried to get Arike to his bed again, but Arike refused. And the more she refused, the more he hungered for her. The fact that he had her only once and even halfway made the hunger more like a torture to him. For the first time in his life, he was begging a woman. He begged and begged Arike every day for weeks and spent lavishly on her, sending huge credit alerts to her and buying her expensive gifts. Yet, Arike denied him the pleasure he so yearned for. Marry me, make me your wife, and make me a promise that you will never look at another woman or have anything to do with anything under skirts except mine, Arike said to Oyekunle one day. When he approached her again, Oyekunle thought about Arike's demand for a few minutes. Is that all I have to do to make you mine forever and dig into your honey pot as much as I want to? Oyekunle asked. Absolutely, Arike responded. Done. I will be coming with my people to see your people the day after tomorrow, Oyekunle told Arike. And so, that was how Oyekunle finally got married and how Arike became his wife. Arike bragged to Shade, reminding her of how she had vowed to make Oyekunle hers and how she has now succeeded at it. Oyekunle tried to keep to the promise he made to Arike. He avoided other women and stayed faithful to his wife. However, 4 years later, Oyekunle went back to his former lifestyle of humanizing. It is because you are giving me only daughters. I fear that you may fill my house with daughters if I continue to touch you. So, I have to find another woman who would bear me sons. For now, I am still exploring, Oyekunle told Arike when she confronted him about his old lifestyle, which he had now returned to. In the space of 4 years, Oyekunle and Arike have had 3 daughters. So, he was using that as an excuse for returning to his old lifestyle. He stopped taking care of Arike and stopped giving her money like he used to, as he had returned to spending lavishly on the women he sleeps with. You made me a promise, Oyekunle. You made me a promise that you will never look at any woman again except me, Arike confronted him. Oh, come off it, please. That's because I had wanted you badly then and thought that your body would be filled with male children because of the figure you possess. Now I understand that it was a waste. Besides, promises are broken every day, so I won't be the first to break one, was Oyekunle's reply. Arike, who glowed and radiated before from spending Oyekunle's money, began to grow lean. Her beauty and her fine figure also began to depreciate. Then one day, Oyekunle brought another woman home and introduced her to Arike as his second wife. This is Morayo, my new wife, he said to Arike. Morayo had been one of Oyekunle's many women even before he married Arike. She was also one of the many maidens who had longed and desired to marry him and waited in vain for him to make them his wife. When Oyekunle married Arike, many of these women felt heartbroken, including Morayo. However, Oyekunle eventually returned to some of these women during his continued philandering. Morayo was one of these maidens he resumed seeing. This time, Morayo decided to take full advantage of the second opportunity. She managed to convince Oyekunle to marry her, promising him to bear him male children and satisfy him sexually every day. A year later, Morayo gave birth to a baby boy. Oyekunle was overjoyed and began to give her preferential treatments. Arike was totally neglected as Oyekunle's focus was now solely on Morayo. Arike only managed to feed from the little money Oyekunle drops for their daughter. Sometimes, Morayo would feel pity for Arike, but when she remembers that Arike had the opportunity to get married to Oyekunle first before her, and she almost lost out, the pity she feels for Arike would disappear. She concentrated in enjoying Oyekunle's money and did her best to satisfy him sexually. However, 3 years into their marriage, Oyekunle got bored with Morayo also. He stopped giving her money like he used to and openly brought different women home to his bedroom. I am a man. I can have as many women as I want to and take as many wives as I wish, Oyekunle responded to Morayo, who reminded him that he had already gotten a son but was not keeping the promise he made to her. And, like it was with the case with Arike, Oyekunle also started neglecting Morayo. Morayo too managed to feed from the peanuts he dropped for her son's food. Life became more difficult for Arike and Morayo. They did no work, as they were not used to working but following men for money before they had met Oyekunle, so they earned nothing to help themselves. Oyekunle tried to marry another woman, but the women he proposed to refused, as they had now come to know how Oyekunle treats any woman he marries. So, these women preferred to spend his money from the outside. One day, Morayo approached Arike. I know that you do not like me, but I advise that we put our differences aside and work towards a common interest, she said to Arike. Arike stared at Morayo for a while, her eyes scanning through Morayo's own, as though trying to decipher her true intentions. So, what do you suggest we do? Arike asked. Morayo told Arike that she had visited a spiritualist who gave her a substance to add to Oyekunle's meal. The substance, a love charm, was meant to turn Oyekunle's attention away from other women and focus it solely on her. The spiritualist's instruction was for the substance to be added directly to his meal. However, because Oyekunle had long stopped eating food prepared by his wives, Morayo found it difficult to use the charm. So, she had come to beg Arike for help, suggesting that Arike send one of her daughters to offer food to Oyekunle. He may not eat our meals directly, but he certainly won't refuse a bite if his child offers it to him. I would have used my son, but he's barely 2 years old and cannot carry out this task, Morayo explained. I know you may be wondering what is in it for you, Morayo continued. Then, she told Arike that she was willing to share the substance with her because the spiritualist had said that it would work for anyone whose meal Oyekunle eats. So, you will prepare your meal while I prepare mine. Then, we will both add the substance individually to our meals before offering them to him. This way, our husband's attention will be focused on just us, his wives, and no other women, Morayo said. She further assured Arike that the substance would not harm their children if they accidentally ate from the food, as she had informed the spiritualist about her plan, and he had guaranteed its safety for children. Arike thought about Morayo's proposal for a while. She didn't fully trust Morayo, but she decided to give it a try. What do I have to lose if it doesn't work? After all, he abandoned me long ago. But I have much to gain if it does work, Arike reasoned, and so agreed to Morayo's plan. Morayo prepared fried bean cakes, commonly known as akara among the Yorubas, while Arike made pap to pair with the akara. Arike decided to send her first daughter to Oyekunle, reasoning that her daughter was old enough to understand and carry out the task. Tell your father that you made the food yourself for the first time and that you want him to have a taste and tell you how it is. But you must not eat for me too, Arike warned her daughter firmly. Arike's daughter did as instructed, but Oyekunle refused to take a bite. What do I care whether it tastes good or not? Please leave my presence, Joe, Oyekunle yelled at his daughter. And so, Arike and Morayo's plan to get their husband's attention again failed. However, this shared experience made them become close, and they began to relate with each other on friendlier terms. Then one day, Arike and Morayo met a woman on their way back from a general women's meeting held in the town. The woman was the mother of one of Morayo's old primary school mates. The woman heard them talking about the attitude of their husband and told them that she could help them. "I can help you get back the affection of your husband. You will not have to make him eat a meal, yet he would love you as he had never done before. But if only you will join my women's club," the woman told them. Desperate, Arike and Morayo quickly agreed to join the woman's club. She asked them to come to her house later by 9 p.m. that night, and Arike and Morayo did. The woman gave them a tiny kola nut to chew. Immediately, Arike and Morayo chewed the kola nuts. They were transfigured and found themselves in the midst of some strange-looking women who looked very fearful and kept laughing in a horrifying way. These women were witches, and by chewing the kola nuts, Arike and Morayo have been initiated into witchcraft. They were given an assignment by a superior being, a woman whom they all address as Queen Mother. Their assignment was to cause an accident on a major road in the town and ensure that at least 2 people die from the accident as their first sacrifice to their god. And that was what Arike and Morayo did. Well, they had no option anyway, as refusing to do so meant that they would die themselves. They were now part of the witch coven and had become witches themselves. With their newfound power, they turned Oyekunle to their puppets. He could no longer go out to womanize and stopped spending his money on women. Arike and Morayo took control of every penny he earned from his businesses. They made him cook their meals, watch their clothes, and go on errands. The once proud and arrogant Oyekunle was reduced to a dummy, and Arike and Morayo enjoyed it all. Then, a year later, the head of their coven, the Queen Mother, demanded that it was time for Arike and Morayo to make another human sacrifice. They were told that this time, the sacrifice has to be a male from their immediate family. Since Arike had only daughters, but Morayo a son, Arike asked Morayo to present a son for the sacrifice. "I don't have a son, else I would have presented mine." "Don't worry, you will have more sons in the future," Arike told Morayo. Morayo was furious. "You are so selfish. How dare you ask me to present my son?" Morayo yelled at Arike. "Hail thee, Queen Mother," Morayo said, her head bowed. "Our husband is also a male, the first male of the family. Can we present him for the sacrifice instead?" Morayo asked the head of the witches. The Queen Mother told them that it was acceptable and that they could present whichever male they chose to. For days, this caused a feud between Arike and Morayo. Morayo insisted that she could not kill her son, while Arike argued that sacrificing their husband Oyekunle would defeat the very purpose for which they had become witches in the first place. Twice, Morayo tried to kill Oyekunle in his sleep, but Arike shielded him from her attacks. And when Morayo tried again the 3rd time and almost succeeded, Arike was furious and called for a battle. They dragged themselves out of the house and appeared in an open field. "He is my husband. I married him first, so I decide if we kill him or not," Arike thundered, her eyes burning with fury. "I don't care if he married you first. He is my husband too, and I have every right to him as much as you do. So I will kill him, Morayo fired back, her voice sharp and unyielding. Their anger exploded like a storm. Suddenly, lightning shot out from their hands, sparking through the air as they attacked each other with all their might. The ground beneath them shook violently, cracking in some places as their powers collided. The trees swayed violently, and a thick cloud of dust rose, making it hard to see. Birds flew away, squawking loudly in the chaos. For what felt like an eternity, the two women fought, neither of them willing to back down. Their powers flashed brightly, lighting up the sky as thunder rumbled above. "Stop this madness!" A commanding voice tore through the chaos. In an instant, the earth stopped shaking and everything went quiet. Arike and Morayo froze, their eyes wide, as they turned to look at the person who had spoken. Their queen mother stepped forward, her presence radiating power and authority. Though she stood calmly, it was clear that her word was final. Her piercing eyes alone seemed to silence everything. "Help thee, queen mother," Arike and Morayo said together, their voice shaky as they dropped to their knees and bowed low, their anger now replaced with fear and respect. "Daughters of great darkness and might, what show of shame are you two exhibiting?" the queen mother growled, her voice still echoing like thunder. "It has never been heard in history that our members fight amongst themselves, and yet here you stand, disgracing all that we stand for. What madness has consumed you both?" As 10 eyes moved between them, filled with anger. The air felt heavy, and a deep silence followed her words. Arike and Morayo lowered their heads, too afraid to look at her. "Now listen, both of you," the queen mother said firmly. "You must end this fight immediately, or you will both lose your sight and your ability to speak. Secondly, you have 24 hours to agree on who will be offered for the sacrifice. You have already wasted too much time. If you fail, you will face an even more worse punishment." With that, the queen mother vanished, leaving only silence behind. However, Arike and Morayo still could not agree on who to offer for the sacrifice. Each one stubbornly held on to a decision about who should be sacrificed. By the night of the next day, as the 24 hours deadline came to an end, Arike was busy preparing dinner for her daughters when she felt a sudden chilling feeling washed over her. She rushed into Oyekunle's bedroom and found him dead. Morayo had killed him and was sending his blood in the spirit realm to their coven. Furious, Arike appeared in Morayo's room and killed Morayo's son. Morayo returned and found out about what Arike had done. Her pain sparked into anger, and in revenge, she attacked all 3 of Arike's daughters, squeezing life out of them within a few seconds. And once again, the 2 women battled with each other, their powers clashing with the same wild fury as the previous day. This time, the queen mother did not appear to stop them. The battle raged on for hours, their powers colliding with unstoppable force. Slowly, their strength faded and life began to drain from them. By the time dawn approached, both Arike and Morayo lay dead. Neither of them had won the fight, but rather they had destroyed each other. When morning came, the people of the community discovered the lifeless bodies of everyone in Oyekunle's household. No one could explain what had happened or how they had died. It was a mystery that left the entire town in shock. And so, that was how Arike and Morayo, 2 women with greed and jealousy, who believed that they could hold on to a man with their bodies and with the power of seduction, and went as far as becoming witches when that didn't work. In the end, their actions led to their painful deaths. And of course, we saw how the end was for Oyekunle, a man who could not control his lust and appetite for women. He died a painful death also. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please give this video a like and share to your loved ones. Also share in the comment section the other lessons you learned from this story. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel for more interesting stories if you haven't. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.